Hello, everyone, and welcome to Impossible to Say. My name is Kat Wellington.
And my name is Emily Proctor. Um, I'm just
Gorgeous.
I'm just gonna start off and say I'm not feeling great. Um,
Why? We need to not, we keep starting like that.
why? Well, I just feel like
Oh, just the inauguration or like physically or mentally or
physically I'm probably perfectly fine. I mean, I'm
oh good.
going to the gym a bunch. I'm not drinking. I'm in peak health
Okay.
performance right now.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to feel like, vibes are kind of low. I just feel like there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot going on. I feel like I went through a lot this weekend, the last 2 days. So I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Okay, that's fine. Well, maybe that was kind of me last week, so maybe we can try to get your mood up throughout the episode.
God, I fucking hope so. I do feel better after we record, and I hope that is the same for people listening. So
It's kind of like therapy for all of us.
yeah.
What were we just talking about before? Oh, Emily's doing clean hair today.
Oh, yes. I washed my hair this morning mainly because I knew we were recording today. And obviously I was due for one, but last week I saw a screen grab from the YouTube and I was like, "Whoa, we could never do that again." So,
Yeah, I mean, I keep looking fucking horrible on the YouTube, and hey, that go check it out if you haven't seen. I look horrible. If you're a listener, go check it out and
it's
subscribe.
actually clickbait, so you guys can go see what I looked like last week and compare it to this week.
Yeah, my hair is clean right now, but it's not in a good state. It's like half wavy, half straight. I did go to the gym today. Found my
Yay.
dented ass hydro flask that I had left there, I guess, for a couple weeks. So good to see it
At
again.
at F45, they
I
kept
was
it
just
for you?
like, yeah, I was like, there was this little cubby it was in, and I was looking for it all morning because I have to carry one that I throw in my bag, so not my Stanley Cooper. Who's Stanley Cooper?
I don't know. I was gonna say there's a Bradley Cooper.
I think I was trying to say Stanley Tucci, but like you guys know, I'm just talking about my Stanley Cooper. Can I just Google that really quickly?
I wasn't even gonna say anything. I was just gonna move on because I was like, "Yep,
I
that's
was too, but
correct."
then I of course was gonna just move on, but then I couldn't. My Stanley Cooper. Oh, maybe I
I'm
was thinking like
Googling too.
Stanley Cup, like Stanley Coupe.
Oh, Stanley Coop, yeah, that's a good one.
I think that's what it was. Okay, well, I can't bring my
That's a good
Bradley
one.
Cooper because it would spill in my purse. So I was looking all morning for my hydro flask, and then I go to F45 and there it is. And I knew it was mine because it was dented in all the right places. So it's good to be reunited.
That was so sweet that they kept it for you all this time. They were like, "We
I
know
know
she's
she
coming
was like,
back."
well, I know they probably, I don't know if they knew it was mine or not. She was like, yeah, we were about to throw that away. I was like, okay, well, great. Like, I'm glad I got
Oh,
it. Adam.
perfect.
Okay.
I don't even
Sorry.
s I when I got my, Stanley Cup, I
You're
also
Stanley
couldn't
Cooper.
my Stanley Cooper, sorry, my
Thank
Bradley
you.
Cooper, I
My Vera
couldn't
Bradley Cooper. Go ahead.
I couldn't part with my hydro either, and Kai was
Mhm.
like, "Throw that shit away, like, you're never gonna use it," and I'm like, "No, you don't understand," and Kat and I have the same one too.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
good
I mean,
hydro.
sometimes you need a water bottle. It doesn't need to be like a hydro flask and a Stanley. Like, but you do need a water bottle that can close all the way. And I have seen people purchasing the lids for their Stanleys that like make it the straw close so you could tip it over, put it in a bag, whatever. But I'm like, at that point, don't buy a Stanley and then go on the TikTok shop and buy like a custom lid. Like just
I
getting a
watched
Lala or something.
the most insane TikTok video the other day. Speaking of TikTok, hey!
Hey, that's really all I need to say.
Same.
That's all I need
It
to
was
say on that.
a video where this girl, it was like, "Get ready." She was going out, I guess, to, like, smoke a joint or something, I don't know, but obviously it was like, "Get ready to go garden with me and set up my Stanley," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" She opens her cabinet, 8 different types of Stanley cups. She's doing the whole, like,
Mm.
nail clacking thing on which one she wants to
Oh
pick.
god, yeah.
She picks it, then she picks this, like, insane cup holder through, like, 50 different cup holders that she has to put on her Stanley, and then she picks, like, a little, like, character, creature, straw closer
Yeah.
thing,
Mhm.
and then she brings out a color-matched, like, serving platter to put on top of her Stanley that
Yeah,
she
yeah.
then filled each compartment with
Mhm.
different snacks. I was like, "This is peak consumerism. This is a beautiful fucking video."
Did she have the ice that was the shape of the Stanley?
Yes! The
Yeah.
circular ice.
Oh god, yeah. What the fuck
Yep.
is the point of the circular ice?
I
Like,
guess
really? Really?
it was insane. It looked damn good though. The ice specifically.
I think mostly those videos are, like, rage bait and, like, obviously they get a lot of views, so the amount you spend on the bullshit, like, you'll probably make the money back by posting one of those videos, like, they get, like,
Yeah.
millions of views. But truly, if you're someone watching that video and you're like Emily and you're like, "I need to buy one of these things," you need to take a second to yourself and be like, "I don't need to buy accessories for my water bottle." Like, you can buy
Well, of
accessories for
course.
yourself, but I really do think they, like, make so much commission because they're selling all this shit because people watch it. But really, I don't think they use it most of the time. They probably
God,
just make the
no.
videos, so
Oh, she had even, like, a little, like, fanny pack for the
Oh,
Stanley as
sure.
well, that she put
Did
her
it
lighter in, eye
did it have, like, a
drops.
Oh, I didn't see that because I've never seen one where it's, like, to go smoke weed. That's actually kinda
Yeah.
fun. I like that better.
Yeah. I did scroll after I watched the video, I was like, "I gotta get off this video because that's all I'm gonna get served for the next
Yeah.
week if I spend any time rewatching. I
Yeah,
gotta
you
go.
gotta
I
go
gotta run."
quick when there's something new that you're kind of interested in, but you gotta go quick. You gotta get what you can and get out of there, or else it's gonna
I
be your whole thing.
I sent Kyle one video and of a linked product on TikTok Shop, and I was like, "Damn, like, this might be the one thing that actually gets me." I've
Mhm.
seen 7 to 10 videos of it today. They will not it was like the damn beach waiver or whatever. It will not leave me alone. It's relentless.
Yeah. I'm really glad TikTok's back, by the way. I had kind of, like, come to terms with it being gone, but I'm glad it's back, but the TikTok shop truly makes me want to
Ugh.
die, and I'm not trying to be mean about the shirts with the pets on it. You know what I mean? Like, where it says the name, and it's, like, supposed to be, like, people have the ones of their girlfriends and wives too, or your
Okay,
husband.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
You
I've
know what
seen
I'm talking
those.
about?
Yeah.
Um I get those TikTok shop ads all the time, and I block the person every single time, and I'm like,
That's smart.
I love my pets, I'm never gonna buy this shirt. They will not stop until I get this shirt. The other thing, constantly, like, every 3 scrolls, I get the cakes things that make your boobs look bigger, like the
I have
inserts.
I haven't been served that one.
I block every single one, and they won't stop serving it to me because they know I have small tits, and I'm like, I don't want them. I've never expressed interest in getting them. I've never clicked, nothing. I can't get away from the boob inserts.
TikTok Shop, like, has the most insane, like, perseverance through, like, anything I've ever seen. Like, I don't know if I had, like, hit my limit for, like, videos that the algorithm could serve me. Like, I probably had been scrolling for, I don't know, an
Yeah,
hour and a half, 2 hours one day at night,
you're
and
allowed to. That's not even
and
bad. Are you kidding?
it was just like, cause you know how there's little, like, orange square on all the TikTok
Yeah.
Shop videos? It was just video after video after video. I'm like, "Alright, this is my fucking sign. I gotta get off." It was crazy. I miss the guy that used to tell me that was like, "Whoa, you've been scrolling for a while." Like, let's bring that guy back, not TikTok Shop.
I think we already talked about that guy not liking him, so but normalize changing our mind about that guy. Um,
I would take him back right
yeah.
now.
I did wanna s I the reason I was on my phone just now is because one time I ghosted a guy completely. For a couple of reasons, but number 1, he sent me these, like, things he bought off the TikTok shop because one of our first conversations maybe I've told this already, but one
It's
of our
not
first
sounding familiar to me.
it's not gonna be, like, perfectly executed story because I couldn't find the text, so I don't know exactly what it was, but one of our first conversations, probably on Hinge, was about, like, maybe he had seen me on TikTok or something, and then we were talking about it, and we were like talking about how we'd never buy something from the TikTok shop. And then he was like, I finally bought something and sent me it. And it was like things that were supposed to be funny, but weren't funny at all. Like for Coachella. So something about like, oh, I wish I could remember exactly. Like one of them was a hat. It was fucking hideous. And then a shirt said like something like about looking at his ass, like
Oh
on the
god.
back.
Oh god.
Like, and it was one of those things where it's like ironic, but it's also there's an element of you that thinks it's
It's true.
funny.
Yeah,
Well, thinks it's like funny in an ironic way, but also not an ironic way, which is hard to explain, but you know exactly what I mean.
I do, yeah.
And I basically I responded, I said, those are awful. And he was like genuinely wearing them to Coachella. And he was like upset by me saying that. But I was like, why would you send me that? They're hideous. I
You
wish I could remember what the hat was. It was so funny.
just being honest, I hope you find it. Um, what the fuck was I going to say? Oh, in my mind, and I know for a fact there are small businesses that definitely
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
TikTok shop is great for them, and I love that, but in my mind, like, I guess with the specific videos that I'm being served, it's like an equivalent of Temu sometimes to me.
I agree. I think that they're I guess with anything on Etsy or eBay, whatever, like it's kind of like it appears like Temu a lot, but I'm
Mhm.
sure there are a lot of small businesses or even like authors, artists that are selling their books and art and stuff that do well. But what I'm being served, at least, I would love
It's
to be served
junk.
people like that, like pottery or something, like something
Yeah.
cool. I'm getting served junk. So, like
Yep.
stuff that will be in the landfill within 2 months. Y'all will get sick of it. The only thing I've ever bought is the CarPlay thing because I really
Oh, yeah,
thought
mhm.
that, like, I do really want CarPlay because I just want CarPlay. I don't have to explain that.
You don't need
Uh,
a reason.
anyway, it didn't work in my car. So, yeah, I gave it to a friend. It's not in the landfill, but like, why did I even try? Sorry,
Well,
I'm
that's
really
really
trying to
good.
find these because they were so funny, but I don't think the text exists anymore.
Can you search
Maybe on my computer. Hold on.
I was say, can you search, like, just, like, TikTok Shop or something? That usually does a good job. I also get a lot of have you seen the videos where they spray, stuff on their face and all the hair pops up and then they shave their face?
Yes, I have. Sorry, you guys, I'm right here. Yes, I have. And again, that looks really cool. I would like to try it. The only thing is, like, obviously, yeah, if you spray white shit all over your face, it's gonna show more
Everything's
hair. Like, I just don't think
everything's gonna pop up.
you need this spray. You just need the whatever it's called, the razor.
Yeah, also people who do that to themselves, like, power to you. I would be way too scared. Do you dermaplane your own face?
I do, and I love it.
Oh my
And I
god.
let me plug Flamingo, who I love. Their Dermablade is the best one. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here scrolling on my computer.
I didn't know if you wanted to, like, cut this out. I figured I would
I
just
was going to, but now I'm
keep
just gonna keep
going.
it. This is funny. Me and Brett say this all the time because he sent me like I sent my Wordle and then he sent his and he did better than me. And he said get fucked with like the emoji with the hearts around the face. So Brett and I always text each other like get fucked with that emoji.
I love that.
Okay, I found the text, but the images weren't there. He was like, "This is the shirt I got. This is the hat I got." And my response, I said, "That's tough."
That's tough. That's worse than saying like, that's harsher than saying that's awful. That's
And
tough.
he said, "That's a really harsh review." And I
Oh, yeah.
said,
Mhm.
"I feel horrible."
Just being honest. You didn't want him to
Yeah.
look dumb at Coachella. You were doing him a favor.
Yes. Okay, so I was explaining, sorry, I can go back. This doesn't matter at all, but our last experience together was we went to the comedy store and this is just like an important this is a rule for everyone. If I'm like at a comedy show with you on a date, I understand it's a date. This was like our third date, and we went to dinner before, like a quick dinner. So we talked before, and I know you need to get to know each other, but like after every joke, not every joke, but he would like talk to me like out loud. And I just was like, I didn't want to be rude to the comedians. and I, like, couldn't hear him also, so I was like, "What?" And then he would, like, explain a joke to me
Oh
if I
my god,
didn't
oh my god, oh
laugh,
my
like,
god.
if I didn't laugh and he laughed, he would, like, explain the joke to me, and then I'm like, "I get it, I'm not really, like, someone who is very expressive, maybe
Yeah.
on this podcast, but not usually, and, like, I might think it's funny and not laugh. If I think it's funny, I'll probably laugh, especially at a stand-up show, but I just remember being so annoyed, and then sorry, I can't stop talking, but last thing, he was like, "Should I sit next to you?" And I was like, "No," because we were already sitting across from each other. And I was like,
Mhm.
"No, it's fine because, they might sit, like, 2 more people there, so we'll just, like, wait." Or anyway, no, I wanted to sit across from him. Okay, sorry. He was like so stupid. I don't need to tell this. Basically, I wanted him to sit across from me, and he wanted to sit next to me so he could touch my leg. He goes to the bathroom, comes back, and I told him, like, "No, just stay across from me." He goes to the bathroom, comes back, sits next to me, and then his hands on my leg the entire time, which was fine,
Oh my
but that
god.
was kind of when I realized I was like, if I would have liked him, that wouldn't bother me at all. I'd be, like, happy about that, so that's when I realized I didn't like him.
I'm shocked that you made it to a 3rd date with this guy.
Maybe this was the second, honestly, I can't remember. Um,
I mean,
he was
that
very nice, kind of funny. I just realized he was a little bit more, like, bro finance, like, he
yeah,
seemed like someone I could've, like, gone to college with almost. He was a
he
lawyer.
yeah, he sounds like a dud, to be honest.
He was, thank
So
you.
I mean, explaining the joke, like, talking during a show while someone's performing, not to, like, sound like a boomer, but you guys know I hate that shit
Yeah,
so
I
much.
Emily, like, hates that, and we weren't anywhere near the front, so it wasn't like I was worried about getting picked on, but I was just like,
Yeah.
it's not the time or place to be getting to know each other. If like, he chose to go there. If he wanted to chat, we could have done something else. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be like talking during a movie. Every time we go to the movies and Kyle goes to the bathroom, he's like, "You gotta tell me what happened when I come back." And I'm like, I'm not gonna give you, like, a rundown in the middle of the movie." And then I, like every time he comes back, I just tell him nothing happened. I'm like, "You didn't miss anything. Something crazy could
Well,
happen." I'm just like, "Sorry."
yeah, you can explain it later, or unless there's, like, one word that could explain what you missed in 3 minutes or something,
Yeah.
then it's done.
I'm trying to remember what movie it was where I was like something did happen, but I was like, "I can't explain that to him in the theater." He was gone for, like, 5 minutes. I was gonna bring up our friends, are texting right now. I guess I wanted to talk about Justin and Haley because some weird shit Justin and Haley
Yeah.
Bieber, some weird shit's going on. I guess Haley just posted a photo of Justin, like, randomly. It's the weirdest fucking photo I've ever seen. It's him, like, asleep at what looks to be a restaurant. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Justin Bieber has always moved incredibly weirdly, and it's something that I
Mhm.
love about him. But if you didn't see what happened, he unfollowed his wife, Hailey Bieber, and then he posted something and said he got hacked, and then they unfollowed Hailey Bieber, and then he refollowed her, and then she just posted that photo, I guess.
And
And
I
also,
guess
like,
he
kind of weird timing that he decided to post that, like, smoking a bong photo yesterday, just, like, random. I don't It's fine, obviously, it's just random.
Yeah, I guess I watched a TikTok video a couple weeks ago of someone like going through their back and forths on social media. I guess they were posting like really cryptic things like song lyrics, like specific lyrics, like with the words on their Instagram stories and other photos that basically showed that they weren't together. I think Justin even said something about like single parenting and how hard it was. Um, I don't know, things are really weird. I would not be shocked if something comes out that they're going through a rough patch. Because they have a kid that's, like, fairly new, right? A new child.
Yeah. Did they have the kid? Oh, yeah, they did.
I can't recall if it's even a boy or a girl or what the name is. I have no
Why am
idea.
I not remembering, like, the birth?
I'm pretty sure oh my god, I have to look this up. One thing about us is we're gonna bring something up and not know
No,
all
that's just, like,
the
something
str
I very much should know, but randomly don't.
Yeah, Jack Blues Bieber.
Okay,
Um,
pretty.
I think it just happened this winter. So, I mean, it's hard to have a kid, so I'm sure that's adding to it. I don't
I just
know.
think Justin's like a freak and
He is a weirdo, but it's fine. The guy's been through a lot.
well, also on Ticketmaster, the concerts that got canceled of his in 2020, people are just getting back their credit to reschedule. So it does mean that he's really touring again.
Wow, are you gonna go? Are you, like, so
I would
excited?
love to. I would really love to go. Know. I don't know how much I'd be willing to spend. I guess a lot. I don't know. I just think it'll
Yeah.
be really, really expensive because people have been waiting for so long. So we'll see. I'll definitely like sign up to get tickets though and just see what happens.
Right, I mean, that's all you can hope for now with getting concert tickets. Sign up, see
It's
what happens.
crazy. Yeah, like if concerts were still normal, I'd be like, yeah, of course I'm going. But now it's like such a fucking craze that I'm like, maybe if I get the opportunity.
I wanna know what Trump is gonna do to combat that. So,
Me
hopefully he can
too.
get to us on that one. Um, we don't have to speak about it, but obviously I feel like there's a cloud over this whole week
I'm
because of
ignoring Trump. Yeah, I'm ignoring Trump,
okay,
and
perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't watch anything. Everything that was served to me was against my will, and it was mostly like the Democrats at like Kamala at the inauguration. Um, yeah, and also like Trump saving TikTok. I was happy to see it back. It pissed me the fuck off, and it was like
Yeah.
he started the whole issue to begin with, and then to be able to like blast that out. Genius. But it pissed me off. So anyway, I'm like happy that TikTok's back, but that does like suck that that was how it came back to me. That's how it feels. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's a complete fucking sham, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep scrolling. So,
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
don't have that kind of willpower, unfortunately, until
Oh
things
God,
get
yeah.
bad. But my For You page seems completely fine right now.
Yeah, same.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay, should we just get into stories or did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, not one thing. Not one thing worth mentioning that's, like, positive, so
Okay, do you want to start with the story? I've been talking so much.
Yes, I can go ahead with an advice. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for reading this. I really look forward to listening to your podcast each week. Thank you for being amazing and always brightening up my week. I will try to keep this as short as possible without sparing too many details. But basically, I live with two girls, and one of them tends to cause drama, but we're like used to it at this point because we have all three been close friends for over a year and a half. For backstory, we're all three in stable, or so I thought, long term relationships. The drama causing roommate has been in one for over a year now. I'm calling this long term because we're in college, and they seem super happy and never really fight. As of recently, I'm starting to realize that maybe they never fight because her boyfriend is legit scared of her. For example, she spilled coffee all over the kitchen as she was heading out the door the other day, and instead of cleaning it up herself, she called her boyfriend and asked him to drive to our apartment over 15 minutes away to clean it up. To me, it's crazy that he did, but whatever. There's also quite a few more examples I can add from the past year or so, but lots of things similar to that. Essentially, he's very good to her, and it's getting to the point where it's a little funny, but nothing crazy. Those things wouldn't bother me if her recent obsession hadn't become so evident that you literally cannot have a conversation without her bringing it up. The obsession happens to be her ex from high school that broke up with her over 2 years ago. She started talking about him a lot right before Christmas break because she found out he got a new girlfriend. To me, that seemed pretty normal. Girls usually feel the need to talk about it with their friends when their ex finds a new girl, but never with their boyfriend. We come back from break and she tells me that her current boyfriend had to have a sit down talk with her about how much she kept bringing him up. That raised some red flags for me, but at that point, it's whatever, it's their relationship. Recently, she told me and my other roommate that she's been having a reoccurring dream about cheating on her boyfriend with her ex and that she can't stop thinking about him. Keep in mind, she hasn't spoken with this ex in 2 years. This alarms me because her boyfriend is so good to her and does not deserve for her to keep talking about her ex so obsessively behind his back, especially with all the things he's done and would do for her. It's getting actually hard to watch at this point when she acts perfectly normal to him and we know there's more to the story and that she isn't actually happy with him. If I were her boyfriend, I would want to know about all this, but also I know it's none of my business. At what point do I say something to him, if at all? I know it really isn't my place, but it's getting tough to watch and hear about all the time. Also, side note, we'll call this girl Stacy and my other roommate Lana. Stacy's ex looks almost exactly like Lana's boyfriend, who she cannot stand and has had to apologize to multiple times for saying things about him that are out of line. Stacy even acknowledges that they look alike, and she has been treating Lana's boyfriend much worse recently and avoids hanging out with us as a group. Again, none of my business, but like I do feel in the middle of it since they both came to me for advice on several occasions about the situation. I've told them both they just need to have an honest conversation about it, but neither of them are actually honest when they go to talk. I've tried to foster conversations about it between them without flat out saying what the situation is, but neither of them want to put it all out in the open. Any advice on how to handle this? They're both my friends and I miss our trio. Thank you so much. I'm sorry this was so long.
Honestly, I'm a little, like, confused.
Okay.
And I can't tell if that's because I was zoning out or if I'm just confused. I think the stuff with the boyfriend, like, I really don't think unfortunately, I get, like, I would do the same thing, like, talking shit about her, like, "This is
Yeah.
insane," but I don't think it's her business to, like, get involved with.
Yeah. I do think things will naturally happen over time. Like sounds like they probably will break up if it does end up becoming a bigger issue. But also I
Yeah.
do feel like I mean, to your girls, you do share things with them. That I'm not saying that you keep secrets from your boyfriend and like only share things with your girls, but I feel like you can have like like different types of conversations with them where they're not going to judge you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I feel like this
Yeah,
girl is probably
absolutely.
sharing things with her roommates that she like needs to talk about and feels more comfortable sharing it with her friends rather than with her boyfriend. But I also understand where the girl's coming from who wrote this story and that, like, yeah, it sucks to hear her talk about her ex and then be all, like, lovey-dovey in front of them with her current boyfriend. I think that relationship will run its course naturally, and I don't think there's anything that she needs to do.
Yeah, that's kinda how I feel too. Like, I do think it is kind of a safe space, even if you're in a relationship. I don't think if you're probably happy in your relationship, you're gonna be doing it all the time. But I feel
Yeah.
like there's definitely situations where either like I'm talking about because you don't want to bring up your ex or like old stories to your boyfriend. Just like I
Mhm.
wouldn't want them to do that to me, just like out of respect. But like if I'm
Yeah.
with my friends and they're talking about it, I'm sure he does the same. That doesn't, I don't think it's necessarily, it's not always a sign of like, oh, I want them back or whatever.
They
But
wish
this
that they
girl
were
is
their
like,
ex,
this
yeah.
girl seems like she is more leaning towards like being
Yeah.
obsessed with her ex. But
She might just be
anyway,
going through, like, a temporary spiral, like, it does kinda suck when you find out that your ex and 2 years is, like, I feel like still kind of recent, I don't know, like, when they get a new partner, it does kinda suck for a little bit.
I know. I also think we've talked about that where like someone will be completely happy in their relationship and then their ex gets in a relationship and it's still kind of like a gut punch. And I do feel
Mhm,
like that's completely normal. Um, to be talking about it all the time, probably not. The dreams thing, I think sometimes you have dreams. I'm pretty passionate about dreams, like not necessarily meaning something. I know
mhm.
other people believe differently, and I'm sure there are certain signs and things, but I don't think you should ever feel guilty about having like a dream about someone that's not your partner or something like
Yeah.
that. Which a lot of people tell me that all the time, and I'm like, "Girl, you're fine." Like, that's none of your business. That's like your subconscious.
Yeah,
But
you can't
anyway,
control that.
no, God, no.
Yeah.
Uh, so to like round up my thoughts there, because I don't really know where I was going. Emily's memory card ran out of space to be
Sorry,
transparent. No,
guys.
it's fine. Um, I would just let this run its course because if it, I don't know, if she's so into the ex, like those issues will come into the relationship and that'll happen on its own.
I just also would like to acknowledge the part of the story where she spills coffee all over her kitchen and calls her man to come clean it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's something like if one of my friends did that, I would talk shit about them. Like that's so annoying, but there's like nothing you can do about it.
It's like I mean,
It's
she's a
crazy.
powerful woman.
What is the question with the friend? I'm confused. That's what
I
where I got lost. I might have zoned out.
I guess also, well, we finally introduced names in the second part of the advice.
That's what lost me. I don't know why.
Her roommate, who has the boyfriend who's been thinking about her ex, Stacy, she doesn't like their other roommate's boyfriend because he looks like her ex. and the girl is trying to think if there's a way to, like, remedy that. There's not. Like, your friend sounds like she's just a bitch. Sorry.
She almost just sounds like one of those girls who isn't horrible, but they're just, like, such an airhead that, like, sometimes you have to love it, but sometimes it's really annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't really think she says that she misses hanging out as a trio. That's between your 2 roommates, like, I don't that's not your responsibility to be the mediator between the 2.
I hope to God there's another reason that's not just, like, her roommate's boyfriend looks like her ex, so she won't hang out with the girl. I know that's the only reason she
Yeah,
gave, I'm just saying, like, that's fucking insane if that's true.
maybe she is in love with her ex then, if that
No,
is the
I
case.
definitely think that that's a real possibility, I'm not shutting that down, but I also think there's a bit of, like, normalcy of, like, going to your roommates and, like, talking about your ex.
No, of course, 100%. That's what I was saying. You say
Yeah.
certain things to your girls that are safer to say to them than to your partner, so
Yeah, but and again, repeating myself, but in terms of advice, like, I really think you're fine here. Like, even if you're just annoyed, I think it's a phase, and she seems kind of
I
annoying.
I think you can just continue to gossip about it with your other friends.
Yeah, it
That's my
honestly sounds
advice.
fun.
Yeah, sounds like she brings some good stories, so
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I thought this was funny. All right. Hey girls, love the pod. Keep up the amazing content. Wanted to share a story about me and my boyfriend. No advice needed, just a fun example of why sometimes you've got to train your man. I'm 25 and just started my dream job in a big city. On my second day, I was working late prepping for an end of year meeting. I called my boyfriend to see if he wanted to celebrate after at this cute cocktail spot near my office. He was all in and excited. Last minute, my boss invited me to a holiday party at a partner brand's office nearby. My boss and the CEO were going, so I couldn't say no. I texted my boyfriend to come to the bar an hour later instead. He lives close, so no big deal. At the party, I networked with my boss and CEO, major win, but kept getting texts from my boyfriend asking where I was. Finally, we left the party and I headed to the bar, calling him on the way. No answer, which was weird since he'd been texting me nonstop. When I got to the packed, dimly lit bar, I spotted him leaning in and chatting very cozy with some girl. I rushed over, tapped him on the shoulder, and he turned around like, "Hey, this is my friend Ashley." Sir, what? My boyfriend and I are still pretty new to the city, and he recently joined a softball league and had some friends from law school, so I wasn't sure if this girl, Ashley, was someone he actually knew or just some random chick he met at the bar. I stared at them super confused while he turned to her and said, "Can I tell her what you told me?" She laughed all flirty, like, "OMG, no, that's so embarrassing." Meanwhile, I'm just standing there like, the fuck is happening? He then tells me Ashley just graduated from NYU Law and moved here. Oh, and just casually drops that she hooked up with Rob Gronkowski. Like, why is this girl talking about her past hookups with my boyfriend? I straight up lied and said I don't know who that is to kill the vibe, lol. The bar was packed, no seats for me, and honestly, it felt like I was interrupting something. The vibes were so off, I didn't know what else to do, so I walked outside and called my bestie to spill the tea with a little liquid courage from the holiday party cocktails. My friend agreed that the whole situation was weird and shitty. After 10 minutes of talking and still no "where are you" text from my boyfriend, I decided to end the little party inside. I stormed back into the bar and went up to them and said, "Hey, we're leaving now." My boyfriend was like, "Okay," and waved at the bartender to cash out. Then Ashley goes, "It's okay, I got it," and pays for his tab. After we left, I gave him an earful about how weird and awkward that was. My boyfriend is super friendly and chats with everyone, but this felt off. He said I was overreacting and asked what I expected since I left him alone at the bar for an hour. Apparently, they bonded because she just graduated from law school and he's currently in law school. I asked why they were talking about who she slept with, and he thought it was a great time to mention that she also hooked up with Jared Leto. Jared Leto.
oh my
Like, cool.
god.
Still don't care. Eventually, he apologized and said he understood how it made me feel and admitted that he'd be upset if roles were reversed. But the kicker, as our argument wound down, I mentioned it was a shame we didn't stay because the food looked good. Ashley had ordered vodka rigatoni, and I definitely noticed it, lol. My boyfriend then says, "Yeah, the food was really good." I gave him the look. Turns out Ashley shared her pasta with him. My boyfriend did apologize, and neither of us ever saw saw Ashley again. Funny enough, we recently went back to that spot for dinner, and he wasn't wrong. The vodka rigatoni was bomb. I'm definitely not normally a jealous person, but this whole situation would make any girlfriend annoyed, especially after a long day of work. Thought the girls would get a kick out of this story, and I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Oh, so her man went on a date. That's really sweet. The one went on a date.
This is, like, so crazy because I would be seeing red, but then at face value, it's really not horrible, but it's not, like, worth breaking up over, but I would be
No, of course
so
not.
fucking mad.
No, I would be blowing this way out of proportion. I absolutely love the idea of her saying that she doesn't know who Rob Gronkowski is. Completely killing that
Mhm.
vibe is great. I just I mean, it is sorry, it is one thing. I feel like we get a lot of shit from some listeners about the way that we talk about how our boyfriends interact with other women.
Yeah.
I don't care, to be honest, but, like, I feel like it is one thing if you, like, walk into a place that you're supposed to meet your significant other at and see them talking to someone, like, it's always like, "Huh, that's
Yeah.
crazy."
I could see, like I could see Kyle in this same situation. I'm not saying this
Yes.
in a bad way. He's just very social, but it would
Yes.
just be, like, minus. Like, I was about to say, I think this situation is fine minus the hookup part. Like, Kyle wouldn't be having that conversation, but, like, I that got flirty, and that's probably where a boyfriend should know, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
we're not just sitting at the bar next to each other." That's kind of like, but then also at the same time, like, he was probably like, "What? Like, dude, that's crazy."
Yeah,
Like,
the way that, like, boys' minds are, like, he probably wasn't thinking about it in any way other than, like, "Oh my god, this girl hooked up with, like, Gronk, like, that's so sick,"
yeah.
you know?
No, literally, that's what I'm picturing.
Um, fuck, what was I about to say?
What was your thought
Um,
about people, like, giving a shit? Did you finish that thought?
oh, no, that was pretty much it, like, I was just gonna continue to say that, like, sometimes I'm crazy, sorry.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I think that wait, how did he meet Ashley again? Was she on the softball team?
No, I think it was a random girl. I think she was just
Oh my
explaining that
god.
because she was saying, like, at first, she was kind of waiting for maybe an introduction of, like, "Oh, this she's on my softball team," or, "She's from law school," or whatever, but I she never got the introduction, so I think it
Oh my
was, like, a
god. Oh
random
my god. Oh
girl.
my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. He shared dinner with a random girl and she paid his tab? It wasn't a friend?
I don't think so, she didn't say that.
God, it must be so crazy to just, like, walk through life as a man and not like, I'm truthfully I'm really not saying he did anything bad. I'm just saying just to, like, not think that through at all. You know what I mean? And, like, the whole time, like, his girlfriend obviously stormed off and he just continued to chat away and she walks back up and was like, "We're leaving." And he's like, "Okay." Like,
Yeah, and I also think not this has, like, nothing to do this conversation has nothing to do with this, but men do have the privilege of, like, having that conversation with such low stakes, whereas, like, if I was in that situation and I just happened to sit at a bar and I was waiting for someone like, waiting for my boyfriend, and, like, I got in a conversation with a man, I'd know I have to cut it off because he would, like, create expectations, like, right
yeah,
away. Like,
you
it
know
would
that
be
he
it
at some point in the conversation, he's gonna ask for your number, he's gonna ask if you're single, like
like, it just would be seen as flirty no matter what. So,
yeah.
whereas for him, he's like, "No, it's just casual," like, which is great, but yeah, it is crazy that he and that is one more, kind of, like, thing tick against him. He should have texted, "Where are you?" or followed her. Like, that is, like I would be pissed at that.
I wouldn't let this go for at least a couple days. Like, I would be constantly bringing it up. Be like, "Well, your other girlfriend that you
Oh
went on a
god,
date
yeah.
with,
Yeah.
sharing a dish, like, sharing a pasta dish, romantic."
There was a lot of things that would have pissed me off. Um, I do think that what would have set me over the edge would be, like, him not following me though, because that's like I'd be like, "You picked her over me."
Well, for sure, yeah, you decided that your conversation with her was more important than coming to see if I was okay. I'm sure those
Yeah.
words have literally come out of my mouth before. Okay, I'm gonna move on with a short, silly little story.
All
It's kinda
right,
weird.
I'm looking
It's
forward to it.
it's kind of a weird one, so hello, just wanted to start with saying you 2 ladies are much needed joy on Thursdays. Truly, it's impossible to say what I do without y'all. So I'm 23 and engaged, living with my fiance. He's 24 and we've been living together since we were 18 and 19. And his friend that we both went to high school together with, he's 23 as well, I believe. The roommate and I have never really been close, but my fiance and I have really been trying to save up for our future, so we mutually decided this roommate was our best bet if we were going to have one. He's pretty awkward, possibly on the spectrum, non negative connotation. I have twin siblings on the spectrum, so it's not meant with any lick of offense. He's quiet, but nice. My fiance and I have a cat camera in our bedroom because my cat got stuck in a glue trap. I'm never again putting those out, but I like to make sure he's safe and sleeping. We've been living together for 2 months, and I have witnessed two really unsettling things via the cat camera. The first, he smelled my fiance's sweatpants on a bench at the end of our bed. The second, he came into our bedroom and smelled our laundry in the hamper that I keep in there. Once the second instance occurred, my fiance and I decided that even if he meant well, we had to say something and set a boundary as we both felt violated in some way at this point. My fiance initiated the conversation alone to make things less awkward. He only brought up the second instance to try and make the roommate less awkward as well, and y'all, the roommate lied. He said he was looking for a cat, but the cat camera explicitly shows him only checking our hamper then leaving our room. I'm not even looking for advice. I just literally don't feel like I can tell anyone about this because I'm still in this situation and it's so fucking awkward. And not that it would warrant coming into our space, but my fiance and I are not stinky or anything like that. We're both clean freaks and enjoy our hygiene routines. Needless to say, the next roommate we'll be having after this better be our first child.
Wow, that's really weird.
Yeah. I've always wondered with me, like, house sitting all the time and, like, dog sitting and cat sitting, I get so paranoid. Not that I'm, like, doing weird shit in these people's homes, but I get so paranoid about cat and dog cameras around.
Me
You never know.
too.
You never know.
I think assume everyone has a camera, even if they don't. Like, don't do weird shit. Like, I guess he didn't know about the camera, right?
I'm assuming not. It is smart to just always assume. I'm pretty sure I told the story in here, but I've only had one couple tell me that they did have cameras all throughout their house. Never once, not that I was looking for them, had no idea where they were, which was kind of freaky.
Oh,
So,
that is
yeah.
really weird. I don't think
They
you did
told
say
me.
that.
They told me, which was nice. No, this so I it was for, like, they didn't have any kids, they just had 2 cats that I was only watching for a weekend, and they wanted to give me a full tour of their house, and it's a pretty large house, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, show me the cat spots, whatever." Made me pick up the cat to put them on the sink so we could drink out of the water, which was interesting. She made me put the cat on a really specific side of the sink as well. Like, they were interesting
I get
people.
it, honestly. I get it.
E well, she was like, "This one doesn't really like strangers," immediately picks up the cat and puts him in my arms. I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna love that."
Okay, good.
Um, yeah, and telling me to make sure that, like, I have to put the litter box lid on in a specific way, otherwise they won't wanna use it, which I was of course, obviously.
Yeah.
But they told me, they were like, "Well, the cats, like, they're not allowed in the basement, but we can show you the basement if you want." And immediately, I'm like, "Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, that's really scary.
These people are gonna murder me." And she was like, "We always keep the door closed, but, like, let's just check out the basement, like, just in case." And I was like, "Oh, no, like, if the cats don't go down there, like, that's fine." And she's like, "Well, just in case, like, let's go check it out." And I was like, "Okay." I couldn't say, I had already said no. So I was with her and her husband. So I wasn't like, there was 2 of them. So I immediately stepped back and I was like, "You guys lead the way." There was no way I was walking in front of them down the steps. Um, we get down into the basement. It's completely finished, which for some reason that made me feel a lot better. Um,
Yeah.
we're walking around, they're showing me the basement, all the different rooms, and then they take me back to this weird, like, utility room where all, like, the water heaters were.
What the fuck, Emily?
It was so strange, and they were like, "These are the water heaters, like, if you flush a toilet, like, sometimes you might hear it, and that's just what it is, like, it's not that big of a deal, there's no one down here, like, we just want you to know." And I was like, "Okay, cool." We probably stood there for 5 minutes talking about the water heaters and, like, the plumbing, and I'm like, they're literally just like, "The husband's gonna come out of here and whack me in the head with something sooner or later, and then I'm gonna be dead." But we did make it back upstairs, everything was fine. Keep in mind, I wasn't even sleeping in these people's house. I was coming to
I was
see their
about to
cats,
ask. Yeah.
wasn't even sleeping there. I was going there for one visit once a day for 30 minutes, just to feed the cats, make sure they had water, clean their litter boxes. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen, and I really did judge them, like, incorrectly because they tipped me a lot and they bought me a pair of, like, aloe gloves. Like, it was insane.
I mean, yeah, it's just too tough to tell. It seems like they were probably just really anxious about leaving. Maybe they don't leave a lot, and, like, and maybe
Yeah.
they just really wanted to show you every little piece, but
They
that
true
is
they
so
wanted me to go
crazy.
upstairs. They were like, "We can do the upstairs too." And I was like, "Well, if this is where the cats hang out, it's completely fine." They were asking me every question under the sun, like high school, job, college, where my family grew up, where I was currently
Jesus
living.
Christ, like,
And
I
I'm
mean,
like,
they're cats, like, I
"They're
love cats, but,
cats."
like, it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist.
It's like an older couple too. So which I guess makes sense because I feel like younger
Mhm.
people would just be like, "Whatever." Like, there's this one guy whose dog I walk pretty frequently. I've never met the man. I go into his house all the time, walk his dog, no idea what the guy looks like. So,
Yeah.
he's
I
got a
mean,
camera too, so I do know that much.
yeah, and so the cat people are the ones that had the cameras, what they told you?
Yeah, they were like, "We have cameras so we can, like, keep an eye on them, and we just, like, wanna let you know that we do have cameras." I
That's
was like,
really
"Okay,
nice.
thank you so
Yeah,
much."
because, I mean, back to what you were saying in the beginning, like, the feeling of like, even when you're truly not doing anything wrong, no vaping, nothing, like, it still
Yeah.
feels weird. I'm, like, acting differently, like, walking different, like, I'm like, I don't wanna, like, eat anything, I don't wanna drink water, I don't wanna
Yeah.
exist.
I feel like when I'm watching these people's animals, I'm like, "I can't be on my phone. I gotta make sure I'm
I know,
paying
that too,
attention to the
like,
cat."
I can't just, like, sit on my phone and watch TikToks, which obviously you're not doing that either way, but I'm just saying everything
Well,
feels weird
yeah. No, 100%.
when you know. But I'm
I don't
sorry to
know.
this girl about the roommate situation. I know she's like, no advice necessary, but it just sucks that it's right in the beginning, and it's just so weird. And, like, with cats, I was thinking, like, you should lock your door to your bedroom,
But
but with cats,
yeah.
the cat's gotta go in and out probably.
Well, it's such an interesting thing because it's not like the worst thing in the world that he did, you know? Like, it's not like he, like, vandalized anything or stole anything. Like, it's just, like, really unsettling. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's a million things. Yeah, it's good in the scale of, like, shit he could have done, but it's still like,
right.
it's almost even worse though because it's like, what? Like,
And they also
why?
know him too. Like, they know him from high school.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really bizarre. I can't think of a good I don't think there is an explanation for something like that. Like, and she already tried to give the hygiene explanation, like, there's
I
just
was gonna
nothing.
say that I'm like, maybe you guys just smell bad. I don't know.
So he wanted to go get a closer look, like,
He just
ugh, that's
wanted to
even worse.
see
Like,
where it was coming from. Oh
I
gosh.
like he should have just been like, "Oh, I wanted to see what detergent." I don't even know what you say at that point, or if you get
Yeah,
caught.
yeah.
Hopefully, he's so
Mm,
embarrassed and never goes back again.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Um, I think I'm gonna tell this story next week. I did want to say, or on a bonus episode. I did want to say I went and met a bunch of orange cats yesterday. Emily just reminded me with the cat talk. And I'm just gonna tell you guys here on the pod, but they have to do I think I'm gonna get one of them,
Oh my
which I
god.
didn't talk about like in we had not put out that episode from New Year's, and then I think I talk about when I was with Brooke and Jonathan and Cheddar getting along or not?
I think you mentioned it because it was after, you guys were in San Diego and we did record after that, so I think
Yeah,
you
I guess
briefly
so.
mentioned it.
Yeah. But anyway, like when I had my friend Sodi's girls here, I was like, I don't think I will ever get another cat for Cheddar. But then it was like 2v1 and then also their girls. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But then with Jonathan, who's like a younger boy kitten, they got along really well. They would like play fight and like do the hugging thing with their heads.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then I took Cheddar to the vet right after that, and he needs to lose weight. He's completely plus size. So I was thinking like it
Completely
made
plus size.
it it might be good to get him a friend. And like also all my friends are adopting animals right now and it just sounds fun. So I kind of want to for selfishly as well. But I would only do it if it seemed good for Cheddar and it seems like it will be.
I'm so excited for you. You're about to give birth. That is so exciting.
Yeah, I have a home inspection later today.
Oh my God. Are you ready?
I have to clean up a little bit. I actually just pushed it back to 7 p.m. It's virtual. Like
Oh,
I obviously thought someone would come to my house when then she
of
texted me and
course.
then she was like, I'll send you a Zoom link. I was like, you're not gonna be able to see shit on Zoom. So I think it's more of like a formality.
Yeah, well, luckily everything's virtual nowadays, so that's great. Perfect.
Yeah, I was like thinking I'd have to like clean my house head to toe, but I'll just like hide the camera
Yeah.
away from the piles of clothes.
Oh my God, yay, new child in the family.
I know, I'm really nervous. I'm like excited but nervous because Cheddar's just so perfect and I will
Yeah.
like always love him more than any other cat I get or kid I'll have probably. Like I feel like I can say that confidently. Like I'm not about the kids, but like Cheddar I really think I'll like more than any animal I have just for the rest of my life because he's like my first baby and he's like my
Yeah.
cat that like he's my cat in my 20s. He's just perfect.
I completely understand that, and I think a lot of moms feel that way with, like, real kids, they just won't admit it, so I
I
think it's
know.
fine.
I was talking about that yesterday. Do you think that really is how like parents feel about their oldest?
100%, and that has nothing to do with me being the oldest of my family, I just think that's a thing. My mom always says, like, "You're the one that made me a mom," and I'm like, "Alright, don't rub it in, don't let Ryan hear."
I also think that moms are like that towards the youngest.
Maybe. I mean, my brother definitely suffers from, like, younger child syndrome, of course, and I'm not even getting into that right now, but I don't know, I just feel like there's a
My
little
brother too.
there's just, like, a little something about, like, the first kid, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So,
true.
I feel that way about Nyla, like, my first real like, my own cat, so
But like I'm so jealous that Nyla is just very clearly like, I will never take another cat in this household, which I know you like could do it and make it work, but I truly feel like I'll see TikToks that are like showing me I need a second cat and I'm like a bad cat mom if I don't. And it makes me feel really guilty. But then I'm like, I wish I could just ask him and he could let me know.
why don't you get one of those, like, cat medium or animal
Sidekicks.
mediums? Yeah, we talked about that on here, right?
I don't know, but I saw a video of one the other day and it was the first time I've seen it and I was blown away,
No,
obviously.
seriously, I immediately ran to Google because I was like, there is no way this is real, and also, where is the one in my area? Because I need to
Yeah.
hire her ASAP." Obviously, it's a woman, clearly,
Yeah.
would never be a
Did you
man.
find one?
I did find one, Kyle is not necessarily sold on it yet, so we're
Oh,
working on
random.
it. But yeah, I need to ask Nyla if she would want a sibling because I think when we buy a house, like, we're probably gonna try to get another cat because I hate the idea of her like, most of the time we've had roommates with her except for the 1 year that we lived alone, and she does like to be around people, so I'd like the
I
idea of
know.
same with Cheddar, like, having another cat to, like, keep her company when I'm not home, so
Yeah, well, if you do end up getting a psychic, will you maybe like show a picture of Cheddar and ask what he thinks
yeah.
about a sibling? But
Yeah, no, definitely.
by then he'll probably already have a sibling, so I really won't want to know.
I'll only tell you if it's good.
Okay, cool. I
Or I'll
think
just
it could
lie.
be like because he genuinely follows me around the house the whole day. Like while I'm doing my makeup, he waits for me at the top of the stairs. When I'm like laying in bed after
Mhm.
I wake up, I feed him and then I go back up and like lay in bed for a second. He comes and waits in the doorway for me, staring at me to get up and go down. And then when I get up, I'm actually getting up to go to the bathroom. So I go in there. He sits in the bathtub and waits for me in there. And then I go to like I get changed and do my hair in the guest room and he is sitting at the top of the steps. So I just feel
Yeah.
like horrible. I feel like he needs someone to entertain him. And right now he's doing that like he is literally sitting right here waiting for me to get my ass up because he
Have
thinks
you
it's
told
dinner
him
time.
have you told him he's gonna be a big brother yet?
No, I told him I was going to meet a potential, but I haven't told
Okay.
him that I liked all of them.
Oh, you're coming home with 4 actually?
Truly, like couldn't tell them apart. So I don't know which one I'm getting, but they were all cool.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll all be fine.
Oh my God, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, you guys, I think that's all we have for
Mhm.
today. Love you so much. We'll have a bonus out for you guys as soon as humanly possible.
Yes, we're working on that. So,
Okay. Bye,
okay. Love
guys.
you
Thanks for
guys.
listening.
Bye.